What up? This is Rap HITZ. So someone might be trying to send Tekashi 6ix9ine a message because his girl Ariella got caught lacking outside her club that she dances at, and she also bartends there. And so it's not clear if the hit actually happened outside the club or if someone followed her home. It's still kind of sketchy about the details about that, but they said she took multiple shots and she's no longer alive because, yeah, she got hit up. And police released a statement saying that they ruled out that this was a random hit. They're saying this was definitely targeted. So someone specifically was going for her, is what the police are saying now. And so this was not a random occurrence, and that means that it sounds to me like someone was trying to get at Tekashi. And if I was to guess, with this being in New York, I would guess that this was probably something to do, you could speculate that this has something to do with Tekashi telling on the Treyway crew. So, I mean, because with Tekashi 6ix9ine, he was disrespecting a lot of people over his career. And so he was disrespecting Chicago people, and then he was disrespecting New York by telling on them. He turned on his whole crew and told on them and sent them to jail. So this could have been sent from inside. You never know, this hit, because he ruined a lot of people's lives by telling on them, even though it was still, according to the streets, their own fault for bringing them around and having them involved in this stuff. They should probably, a lot of people were saying, well, WAT 100 and others are saying, like, Tekashi 6ix9ine should have been protected in that crew. He should have been, kept out the way and kind of like, affiliated with the crew, but don't take them on HITZ to make them be part of your actual crew. You know what I'm saying? If he wanted to be affiliated with y'all could have gave him a, red bandana and let him hang with y'all and everything. But y'all didn't have to really include him in street activity. You know what I'm saying? That was your bread, and they should have been smarter about that and, kept them out the way. Basically, have protection for him and have him break y'all off some of the money he was bringing in and keep it at that. You know what I'm saying? Don't have him, doing hits with y'all and being involved in all types of shiesty activity and stuff. Don't do all that with him. You know what I'm saying? So whose fault is it really? But, when it comes down to it, he told. And even if, they messed up by bringing him on drills and stuff, they really should have, you really, when it comes down to it, Tekashi 6ix9ine told. And that's where the problem lies, because he told on the crew. He told on the gang. And, there's consequences for stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He even had himself as a rat in one of his first videos when he got out. He only did some light time. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's still completing probation for that, really. He's still really on parole for that whole thing. They let him out, but that should be ending soon. But he's been going through some legal troubles lately. I covered all that. Check out my Tekashi 6ix9ine videos. I got a playlist and everything. So go back and see all the updates, because he's been catching himself in some legal trouble and it's not even complete yet. You know what I'm saying? He's going before the judge for sentencing coming up soon for some of his antics. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna let him complete some more community service, and it sounds like he got violated. Basically, they found some substances in his house. They found a thumper. He tried to say it was not his. He tried to tell on his guy. You know what I'm saying? And say, no, that was not mine. But ultimately they determined that he has, they got rid of a couple of the charges, and they're gonna hit him with the substances, and they said complete this and that, and then come back in, I think it's like next month, and they're gonna see if he's gonna be sentenced back to jail or not. You know what I'm saying? Or if they're gonna let him just extend some. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep y'all updated. So make sure you follow this channel. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss no videos. But anyways, this could have been a message to 6ix9ine. I wouldn't think it was the Chicago dudes, because, you know what I'm saying, they too far. They really, Chicago was far removed from New York. They got to go way out the way to pull a hit in a drill in New York. Plus, they already know New York's hot. So, I don't see this being related to any Chicago activity. You know what I'm saying? I see this most likely being New York local related, and I definitely see this as a message to 6ix9ine. Someone sending 6ix9ine a message, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And who would that be? Well, we already said that. You know, I already said who I think that was. That's just my speculation, though. But who else? You know what I'm saying? Who else would it really be? I mean, the thing is, 6ix9ine made so many enemies. You never know. It could be anybody, really. But if I was to guess, I would narrow it down to the people he told on. You know, something connected with that. But you would never. I don't know if they're even gonna be able to be successful in finding out who really did this hit. You know what I'm saying? So with Tekashi 6ix9ine, you know, so this was his. They're saying they're reporting this as his like his ex-girlfriend or his current girlfriend. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying, he's real close with her. And I guess she was in New York and got caught lacking. And the thing is, New York, out of all places, they don't really pull stuff like this. Like, from what I understand, New York's a pretty safe city when it comes to pipes and thumpers and stuff. I don't really hear too much stuff going on in New York like I hear in Chicago, with a lot of drills go down. You know what I'm saying? In Chicago, it's all drill activity. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of action, thumper action. You know what I'm saying? With sticks and all that. So New York, they got real strict pipe laws. Like, you got to stick out in New York, it's gonna be a serious consequence for the most part. Although that's what the debate is. We're gonna get into another discussion in my next video about Little Zay Osama and his light sentence, because he got caught with a stick with a switch on it and only did like 12 to 14 months, if that. You know what I'm saying? So this is why Wack was accusing him of telling, and they got in a heated discussion about that. And I kind of see why Wack said that, is because New York is not known for being light on that type of stuff. Now, I'll give you that it was a federal thing, but, you know, we're going to get into that in another video, so make sure you hit that like button. We'll get in tune, and we'll cover all that next time. But back to Tekashi 6ix9ine, as far as, you know, his girl getting caught up in his ambush, I don't really see too much activity like that going on in New York. I just don't. I mean, from what I understand, it's kind of like, you know, like the UK. You think about the UK, okay, it's going to be a lot of knife activity. You know what I'm saying? Knife action. That's why I think 21 Savage always be talking about his knife. You know what I'm saying? I think he even got a knife tatted in the middle of his forehead because he's from the UK. You know what I'm saying? That's where he's from. People didn't know that until late in his career, but you know what I'm saying? I understand now why he got that knife, because that's what they do out in the UK. They don't really have thumper action out there. And the same thing for New York. New York reminds me a lot like the UK. I mean, I don't know. I might be wrong, because I ain't never been to New York. You know what I'm saying? But I've been researching a lot on New York, and I've been keeping in tune with everything. And from what I understand, New York's not a place to have no sticks on, get caught with no sticks. From what I understand, New York don't have a whole lot of thumper action out there. That's just what I understand. I know they probably have random acts or stuff like that once in a while, but I would think it's pretty rare and far in between. I'm not thinking like they're gonna have some thumper activity daily like Chicago. People getting drilled. You know what I'm saying? I think that New York is a lot less of that activity out there. I'm not saying no activity. I'm just saying I don't think it's a whole lot of it. I would guess probably maybe once a week, maybe. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if even that, because I think a lot of people shook to be having them sticks on them out in New York. That's just what it feels like. Hey, let me know if you wrong. If y'all out, let me know if I'm wrong. If y'all is familiar with New York, let me know. Is there a lot of thumper action out there or what? Like, what's really to it? You know what I'm saying? Am I mistaken, or did I catch the vibe right? Is a lot of there's more knife activity out there and stuff like that, but not really thumper action. Because people were shook about getting caught with a stick out in New York. It's a heavy sentence usually, and I really need to know. I can't wait to get into this video about Zay Osama, because that is kind of weird for him to get caught with a thumper with his record and only get and get a real lenient sentence like that. It must have been a good lawyer. He must have had a real good lawyer, cause that's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy, because you hear New York people getting caught up with a stick. They usually do 3 years, 3 to 5 years. You would think, and especially with a switch on it though, then it's like extra time. So. Yeah, I think someone's sending a message to Tekashi 6ix9ine. I mean, the internet thinks that too. I've been looking into this story. The internet's saying the same thing I'm saying. They really think this is a message to Tekashi. This ain't. Plus, the police saying that. They said this is not a random act. They said this is not a random act. This was a targeted hit. Tekashi 6ix9ine girl situation was a targeted hit. Somebody specifically sought her out. Now, why would you seek out a dancer at a nightclub and a bartender? Why would you seek her out? Why would anyone specifically seek her out? She doesn't even sound like she was really in the streets like that. Sounds like she was clouded up. They called her like a social media influencer. So she was doing a lot of social media activity, and she had a little gig going on, you know what I'm saying, trying to get some bread and stuff. And, you know what I'm saying, what type of activity would she really be involved in on her own to where somebody would want to take her out like that? Obvious. And then you know what I'm saying, what's the chance of this? It's like the coincidence is too clear. It's too obvious. Because what's the coincidence of her being linked with Tekashi 6ix9ine and then getting taken out like that? What's the chance of that? I don't think that's just a coincidence that she got taken out and she happens to be Tekashi 6ix9ine's girl, they're calling her. So yeah, anyways, y'all, this a message. I think this is a serious message for Tekashi 6ix9ine. I guess he's hard to get, you know what I'm saying? He knows how to stay protected to where nobody could touch him. He disrespected like the whole Chicago. He was out there disrespecting everybody. He even was walking through the streets. You know what I'm saying? I saw him at Harold's Chicken in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? He was out walking through the trenches of Chicago. Now, given he'd probably jump out and just hop back in, you know what I'm saying, hop out, hop back in the whip with security, just take a quick picture. But dang, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm sure he was safe the way they did it, the way they pulled it off, but you never know. I mean, the way he was at Harold's Chicken, eating chicken and, you know what I'm saying, just being outside like that in Chicago, that was weird that he was able to get away with that. You know what I'm saying? He posted a video after he'd be on the flight going home, and then the video would be out, but he'd already be home. He'd already be back in New York or Florida, probably Florida. I think that's where he stays mostly, is Florida now. So he'd hop out in New York. I mean, in Chicago. It looked like he's at Harold's Chicken. He had the whole city looking for him. He was already back home because he had already recorded the video. He was through there secretly. He was able to film. He filmed a lot of himself at a lot of locations in Chicago. And then, you know what I'm saying, as he released the videos, people was looking for him. People was through the streets looking for him. I think Lil Reese might have been looking for him. I remember a few other rappers was looking for him. You know what I'm saying, at the airport even. And because he was posting videos was coming out like he's currently in the city. He was posting all these videos, giving money to the homeless in Chicago. You know what I'm saying, feeding the homeless and all that. And you know what I'm saying, it looked like it was real time. And then all the goons was out, came out and started looking for him. And then what it turns out was he was already been home. He posted the videos, he was already home. And the way he posted them one by one looked like he was currently in the city, posting at different locations. Every time he posted at a location, people would swarm that location. He wouldn't be nowhere to be found because he was already home. He was posting it from the plane, most likely. On the plane ride home, he was posting that stuff and having fun, having a good laugh as people were looking for him. This dude he really was playing with fire though. I can't believe he got away with all that stuff. On the phone disrespecting Duck. He was talking crazy with Dirt. He was talking crazy with Vaughn even, I think he was even on the phone with Vaughn. I know he was FaceTiming a lot of these Chicago drillers. and just talking real reckless. So he has a lot of ops, a lot of people at his head, but he's kind of seen as a federal agent by a lot of people. A lot of that, I think that's what, I don't know if he got protection from them anymore, but a lot of people see him like as an informant. So I think they're scared to make a move on Tekashi. It's like they feel like he's a police or something. I think people is real afraid to touch him. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to have nothing to do with taking him out because they feel like he's a liability. They feel like Tekashi 6ix9ine is a federal agent. That's how people looking at him. Like don't even have nothing to do with this. Same thing with Charleston White. It's like, you know what I'm saying, known people that tell and cooperate with the police, people don't want nothing to do with. You know what I'm saying? It's like a secret whipping. It's like a secret power. You know what I'm saying? Street people ain't used to that. You used to be being able to, street people, you know what I'm saying, they see somebody that looks like them. You know what I'm saying? A street person will see somebody and they'll see how you dress and act and stuff, and they'll be like, okay, this is a street person. So if something goes left, they're ready to turn up with you. They're not expecting you to go to police. You know what I'm saying? That's like a secret whipping. Like a lot of all these street people, that would change the game. That'd be kind of funny too, because, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying I condone it or nothing, but it's like crazy how people they get so shook. They get so shook. They turn up with you like you in the streets, and then someone like Academics, you know he's gonna tell, so they leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? He even says he's gonna tell. People like Vlad TV, they say they're gonna tell on you. Tekashi 6ix9ine, Charleston White, they know you're gonna tell on them. But you know what I'm saying, with 6ix9ine, he looked like he played the role of like he's with y'all, and you ain't expecting him to go to the police. You know what I'm saying? You turn up with him, you know what I'm saying? It's a case on you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the new move, I guess. Some of these guys is out here playing this. You know what I'm saying? They're quick to tell the police if you know what I'm saying, if you mess with them. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, y'all, Tekashi 6ix9ine better watch it. You know what I'm saying? He better watch it. I think his time might be coming. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I know people ain't forgot about what Tekashi did. He told on a lot of people. A lot of serious people, and I don't know if even him being labeled as a teller is gonna keep him safe at this point. People want him out the way. So yeah, yo, this is Rap Hits. Let me get 100 likes on this video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow Rap Hits on all social media and all that. Check the description box for all the links. I'm out.